So we just finished having that massive feast. That Jollibee X Portos X Ding Tea. Oh, we haven't had the Ding Tea yet.
Oh yeah, it's under the camera.
Oh yeah, it's under the camera. Anyways, so I have here Lexy. I have Domi, friends from college, and we went to Sendai together.
Yeah, we did.
Was that your guys' first time in Japan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was actually the first time like me and Dom like actually hung out and stuff.
It's like how we got to know each other.
That's also how I met you.
That's how we
That's
how
pretty
I met
much how we all got
Yeah.
close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here we are.
And here we are.
6 years
Yeah,
later.
6 years later. My very first video on the channel has you in it. The very
really?
first one. Yeah.
Which one?
The Sendai
we
ones?
flew together, coming from LAX.
You guys went to like through Korea.
That's right,
Yeah.
with Guddy Guddy.
Yeah. And then it ended up that I was in business class for some reason.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I got. So the story was that because your guys' flight was later, and because it was an inconvenience, they upgraded me, and that was nice. There was no one next to me. I could have invited.
Wait a minute, but it was inconvenient to you, but it wasn't inconvenient to them.
Well, because they were gonna leave around like closer to midnight, right? It was like 10 p.m. or something, and I had bought that ticket so that the flight from Korea to Japan would be the same. So we were gonna be in the same flight there. But then coming from LA, I was gonna leave earlier. You guys leave later. But then they were like, "Oh, sorry, we have to change some seats, so we have to put you on this other flight." But I didn't know it was business class, and all I knew was, "Oh, we're in the same flight now." So we ended up being on the same flight, and I was business class.
Oh, jeez.
And if I could have probably asked them to put one of you with me,
What the fuck?
because nobody was there. But that would be so lonely for whoever was left in the.
Yeah, if it was just her, then you would ask her, "Hey, can my friend come up?"
Can I have my lover, Gary, please?
I remember
We're done with this video.
Because they found out I was Filipino in like the cabin crew. They asked me to move once because there was like a situation where this lady's like child didn't have a seat, and she was like, they had to have a seat, and I was like, fine, I can move.
Yeah.
And then I moved, and then a few hours later, they're like, this other cabin crew, like who also knew I was Filipino, was like, sorry, these two ladies are fighting. Like, do you think you could like?
They're fighting.
And I was like,
They're playing Tetris with you at this point.
I was like, sure. And this lady didn't know, and she found out later that I swear this was the second time they made me change, and they gave me some free shit.
Is this in the same flight?
Yeah, this is on the
With
same
Gary?
flight. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That was all happening while I was.
Wait,
I was asleep.
where was
by the
Gary?
way.
Where? I thought you sat next to him.
I did at the beginning. It was because there was like a seat in between.
I see.
And so they're like, you guys together, like, yeah,
Yeah,
but not really.
It's like, yes, we are.
Together, but not together. If that makes sense.
We're on the same party. You can even say that.
From the same school, we're going to the same place.
Yeah. So that happened. Fun stuff. So that was happening while you were in a business class.
So what I did in business class, I slept. That's what I did. So yeah, we went to Sendai, to Tohoku University. We had lots of fun there. And then we graduated and they went to do English teaching in Japan, which everybody wants to do because it's the most exciting job in Japan. Woo! So
Yeah.
Lexy was in the JET program.
Yeah.
And Domi was in the
AET.
Mito AET.
She was in a private contract.
Yes,
With her
yes.
city.
Yeah.
Like a contract with the city.
Direct hire is what they
Direct
call it.
hire, yeah.
So,
Still good.
we'll talk about how long did you guys teach for?
I was there for 3 years.
Me too.
Oh,
too.
wow.
Yeah, 3 years.
Wow, both 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have been there for 0 years.
Yeah.
Are you interested in English teaching?
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Does your audience know what you were doing though?
Do they know? Actually, I'm supposed to keep it a secret until I get there.
Are you a moderator? That's why I'm like. That's what I'm
so-
asking you. Do you want to teach English? Like, yes, and then you ask us about like, yeah, I wanted to ask you guys about this.
No, I'm gonna cut that part.
All right.
I'm acting as if I will not teach there.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
and then it'll be like a surprise thingy.
So editing mark. Right.
Maybe I'll just put that part. I don't know. We'll see. It's editing is the magic. So you're the moderator now. Good luck.
It's been 3 years.
3 years. So, Lexy, where were you at?
I was placed in Shizuoka Prefecture, and I was in a town called Shimizu.
Oh wow, I completely forgot you were in Shimizu.
Jeez.
Because I didn't get to visit you, so that's why.
Yeah,
And-
it sucked.
Sorry. And Domi-chan.
There's more to Japan than Tokyo.
I know,
And
right?
And Nagoya, let me tell you.
Hey, Nagoya, the fourth biggest city. And Domi-chan was in Mito,
Yeah,
as we
Ibaraki
mentioned.
Prefecture in Mito City.
Ibaraki, the most exciting prefecture in Japan.
We're known for natto.
They're known for natto.
And umeshu and melons. Despite that Hokkaido is like known for it,
melons, yeah.
we're number one in like producing it everywhere in Japan.
Melon?
Yeah.
Melons, yeah.
Melon.
Melon.
Like
Was
the-
it honeydew? Like honeydew.
The green one, right?
Yeah.
Not cantaloupe.
Oh, I never knew that.
Huh.
What's green? Because
Melon.
no, but I thought melon was like cantaloupe.
Melon.
Melon, that's it's like both of yoho.
I think when they say melon in Japan, it's the green one.
Yeah.
The honeydew one.
What's the orange one? Kantoru.
Wakarang!
Melon. It's melon.
Oh, is it muskmelon? Have you ever heard of that?
No. I know.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
It's like how do you distinct?
Musk.
There's a way to distinct both of them.
Well, I'm not a pro.
Anyway,
What's famous in Shimizu?
what's famous in Shimizu?
Like
Shimizu is known
names.
for fresh waters because our river, the
Sorry, I
Kakigagawa
almost
River.
laughed.
What?
Because I did, which I did.
Why?
Because
You were serious about that.
it sounded like you were being sarcastic for a second.
That's true. That's not a thing here.
Can you ask? Wait, can you edit this? Can you ask what's famous in Shizuoka? It's easier.
No, I wanted to hear the Shimizu one. Because everybody knows the Shizuoka, which is tea.
And unagi.
I guess, unagi.
And sakura ebi.
But it was just so fun. Because like, imagine like a city in the US being like, yeah, we're known for our water.
Fresh water.
Fresh water,
To
baby.
be honest, I don't know. To be honest, I don't know what Shimizu is.
All right,
actually known for.
Shizuoka, unagi and
Green tea
green tea. They have some really good tea.
and fresh seafood. Yeah, because
Yeah.
we're on the coast.
How did you find that program that you
And direct hire.
direct hire?
So the JET program is an internationally recognized government-sponsored program. It stands for Japan Exchange and Teaching Program. Because it is recognized through MEXT and things like that, I heard about the program from my university. There was a speaker who came and talked about the program, and I thought, hey, this was interesting. And because at the time I was learning Japanese, my sensei actually recommended me to apply for it because I didn't know what to do out of graduating university, right? So that I just applied, and luckily enough, I got an interview, and then luckily enough, I got placed in one of the greatest prefectures ever. So that's how I came to find out about the JET program.
One of the greatest prefectures. Shizuoka.
Shizuoka Prefecture, let me tell you.
Fuji, Mount Fuji.
And Fuji-Q, Naruto Land.
Yeah, JET program is like basically everybody knows it. It's like everyone tries to get into the JET program.
If you know about teaching English in Japan, you will most likely hear about the JET program. Yeah.
It's quite competitive, right? To get in.
During my time, yes. I don't know about now. I would assume so, but yeah.
There's a lot of like the deadlines are more strict, I think. Like there's like a certain time that you have to apply.
Yeah.
It's all in some website somewhere.
Yeah. Everybody like in the world, like we all have the same deadline. The application process is the same timing. Everybody hears what about their applications at the same time and things like that, compared to other like direct hire companies. Yeah.
What month is it? They usually, I think it's like November, or like October.
Usually it's like November, like beginning of November or end of October. But if it's changed, I don't know. And then so that's when applications are due, and then you would usually hear around maybe January, February about your application if you moved on to the interview process. Then they'll set up interview times and slots in February, March, and then you'll do the interview. And then by April, hopefully by May, I would say, you will get your location designated, because that's usually around the time when in April, that's the beginning of the year in Japan. So a lot of schools would have already heard who is leaving the program, and so to designate spots to those openings.
Got it. Ooh. Well, Domi-chan, this is a really interesting one. You were in a direct hire position, which I think a lot of people actually, they might know it, but a lot of people don't know how to get into it. Because I hear a lot of people would apply to like Interact, there's like Altia, there's like the Eikaiwa companies. They usually get like some really big company, they get their foot through the door with that, and then they transfer to a direct hire position with one of the board of education of a certain city, which you can stay indefinitely for, right? You can be there.
At least for my program. So Anaheim and Mito are sister cities, and that's pretty much why they have this bridge program. That's why one of them are here. And I learned about it from my university, because I couldn't meet the deadline for JET. I wasn't a citizen yet at that time.
Oh,
yeah. And that was one of the things.
It's one of the requirements. You have to be a citizen.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, then let's look into this. I heard it's fairly similar in benefits to like JET and stuff. And I can say now, it's really good benefits. But yeah, it's definitely a lot. I wouldn't say easier, but it kind of is easier. So you like send an email about your interests, and then you'll get a message back from the recruiter, and then you'll do like a phone interview, and then you kind of get an idea of like where you stand from like there on. And then and if you get it, it's like a long process, but like at that point you're already in the program, so it's a lot less known.
I'll put a link in the description. The JET program one, I'm sure you guys can find it. But I'll put a link too. But
Mito is nice, just because it's like 2 hours away, like about 2 hours away from Tokyo, so you're not too far out of nowhere.
I guess that's the cool thing about applying for that Mito program. It's like you're gonna go to Mito.
Yeah.
But with the JET program, you can you can tell them where you're interested, but you don't know, right?
Yeah, not at all.
Just where did you submit your what did you say were your preferences?
Right. So on my application, you can choose up to 3 places for preferences. And me only having been to Sendai, just that one time with these 2, I did put Sendai, and they asked you like for what reason, and I put because I knew friends and I knew colleagues that were in Sendai. So I figured if I got into Sendai and let's say something like trouble happened, I would I would have a connection. I would have an easier time to find friends like that. The second place I put was Nagoya, because at our university there was a lot of Japanese exchange students that came from Nagoya, and I made friends with them. So my reason again was friends, just to have like a better, easier, smoother transition. And then my third preference, I put down. I don't think I put down Tokyo actually. I believe I put down Kyoto, just because it's like, oh well, I just wanted to be in that part of Japan
Kansai,
anyway. Yeah, but I put down those 3, Sendai, Nagoya, and Kyoto, and I didn't get any of them. So
none of them.
I mean, to me now, being there, it was a blessing in disguise, because it really was like I went to Shizuoka, had no idea what it was about, and absolutely enjoyed my time there. there. So, I mean, I was one of the lucky ones to have gotten a placement like that. I know other people who've gotten placements out in far off countryside, like we're talking Inaka, like rice paddies.
Like Inaka.
Like you're the only foreigner in the village.
Is Shimizu a big city?
It's a small town in a sense, but next door to it is a bigger city, which it was also a Shinkansen stop.
Oh.
Which I didn't know how valuable that was until having lived there. Really, you like having lived on a Shinkansen stop becomes so like it opens so many pathways. Honestly, I mean, yeah, if I was next to a train, like any train station, I would have been grateful for that too. But I was only like 20 minutes away from the station, so it was pretty cool.
So it's interesting that both of you guys got placed not in the big city, but it's not countryside either.
Yeah.
It's not super countryside.
Do you think Mito is like Tokai urban?
Yeah.
It's a bit more urban,
like
right?
more
It's like in between.
urban, because Mito is like the main city of
Ibaraki. Yeah.
And so there's like buildings everywhere, and
Yeah.
it's accessible pretty much. I mean, there's still like limitations in like bus times, but that's just how it is.
Like, of course, you don't have the experience, but you have been to like big cities like Tokyo, Nagoya, Sendai. Do you think you would have enjoyed it more in a bigger city, like teaching English there, or where you guys taught?
So the question is, would we have
Would you have
enjoyed
enjoyed it?
teaching English in a bigger city?
In a bigger city.
That's the question?
Yeah.
No. I don't think I would. I don't think I would have. Just because from my experience, my kids didn't have a whole lot of exposure to foreigners and to like English speakers in general. So having me being there, I felt pretty special in the sense I was like I mean,
I am the gaijin.
it's me. Ching. But like, I mean, you're always gonna have students who like won't care to learn English. But I mean, those who did want to learn English, like, I was the only resource, basically, to put in a sense and stuff. I mean, they did go to like tutors and things like that, but every day for school, they would ask me like, hey, like, what's it like? Not only just English questions, but like, what's it like living in America? Is it true that like Americans only do X, Y, Z? And I'm just like, yes or no, like, and stuff like that. So it was. I think I enjoyed my time fully because I was placed in my town. Yeah.
How do you feel about that question?
Teaching English in not a big city.
Yeah, I definitely like it more because, like you said, they have more questions they're more curious about. Like, what is this like? Like, what are you?
What are you?
Yeah, like tell me more about what you eat, or like what do you do like on a daily basis there? Like, do you go home there every day? It's like one of the questions.
Yeah.
Like, they have no sense of like
Do you
where
go every
anything-
month?
Yeah.
Do you go?
Yeah.
I mean, I think for me, it's like, I also think too, like, for students who live in bigger cities, like big metropolis cities too,
They're exposed to it
they're
every time.
they're exposed to more foreigners because a lot more foreigners do work in those cities. So it's like seeing
No big deal.
yeah, seeing like someone from Canada, America, or Chinese, and like all over
whatever.
Asia. It's like,
Oh,
all right,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Like my students looked at me, they're like, oh, are you Nikkei, like Japanese American? I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just American and stuff. And they're like, oh, they just could not understand that concept. And I was just like, why do you look Asian? And I'm like, I am.
You're not American.
Yeah, no, and then that's exactly it. They're like, oh wait, but you're American? I'm like, yeah. And it was so interesting to show them what ethnicity, what race, and what nationality is.
There's like different ways of like being an American, like it's not just like the blonde,
Right.
blue eye, typical like
Name Emily or something.
yes.
That's in the textbook.
Or Christina. Christina.
Yeah.
They like
Bob's
go
son.
nuts for Christina for some reason. I think
They like
did.
that name?
they're like Christina.
Actually, in the textbook we were using, they're like, Takeru and Emily.
Yeah. Takeru.
Takeru went this way.
Oh, when I tell
Emily.
some Japanese people what my name is, I tell them Mark. They keep saying Mike. Oh,
Mike?
Mike? And I'm like, no, Mark. And
I
then
know how to say my name.
They're like, Mike. Mike-san. No, Mark.
Maaku.
maakudesuyo. Anyways,